Hi, I'm Anja from Yoga Embodied. We will have a little look at the pelvis and also understanding that the pelvic floor can become quite tight. As you can imagine how we move our bodies, this is our pelvis and this is the pelvic floor. So all these bones and joints are movable, and these muscles here can stretch, they can contract, they can engage, and they do that all the time just by how we move, but also how we breathe. So if you feel a bit anxious or stressed, you might not breathe properly and you might not really move the pelvic floor as it would naturally. And if you sit down a lot, then there's not a lot of movement, and most of us slouch a little bit, so we're kind of sitting towards the sacrum of the tailbone, meaning that all these muscles tighten a bit. So there are many reasons why we can get that tightness in the pelvic floor, and we can simply bring awareness to it and then allow any unnecessary tension to relax. So all we're going to do is just to bring our awareness to the pelvic floor, and we'll use a little bit of touch. So you can sit on the floor if you're comfortable on the floor, otherwise sit on a firm chair. All we will do is simply to slide a hand underneath the sitting bone. So you're just touching the sitting bone. And these are the big kind of bony parts just underneath the buttocks. So if you kind of move around, you can feel this kind of big bone here. And we'll just have the hands just to the inside. So you can see I'm just touching part of the pelvic floor. And obviously if I move the pelvis around a bit, wriggling it around, I can access different parts of the pelvic floor. So you could do this really as a little bit of a massage, but all we will do is just a gentle touch and use our breath. So when you're ready, I'll put this pelvis here on a couple of cushions. You'll come into your comfortable seat. I'm going to use my right hand. Take the right hand just underneath the sitting bone and simply sit down onto the fingertips. So I want the fingertips just to the inside. And if you're comfortable, you can close the eyes. So again, you could sit here on a chair as well. And just closing the eyes if that feels good. Your other hand could be on your lower belly, your knee, your heart, wherever it feels good. And as you breathe in, imagine you breathe into that sitting bone, into your fingertips. And just exhale through the mouth, sighing out. Deep breath in, as if you could breathe into the sitting bone, into your fingertips. And that sighing out, releasing tension on the exhale. And imagine as you breathe in that your breath will expand the body. The inhale expanding the rib cage in all directions. And imagine that expansion moving all the way down to the sitting bones, as if they were widening with every in-breath. And then you exhale and the body just comes back to its center without any engagement. And then again expansive on the inhale. And that long breath out. Breathing into the fingertips. Softening into the sitting bone. Perhaps even a sense of grounding down, rooting down, feeling secure and safe so you can let go of any unnecessary tension. Feel the warmth of your hands, softening any tissues that might feel a bit tight. Just do 2 more breaths here. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And 1 more breath like that. Then you can release your hand from underneath you. And just resting your hands on your body, on your knees or in your lap. Let the shoulders relax. And then notice, how does it feel in the right side, the left side? And so we'll enjoy on the other side. So I'm sitting cross-legged. So I will change the position of my legs. So now the other leg is in front. And for me, the left side now, left hand underneath the left sitting bone. And again, maybe I just shift around a bit, just so I feel comfortable. And again, letting the shoulders relax. Letting the legs just softening, feeling heavy and safe, secure. And if it's comfortable, you can close the eyes. And here, imagine again that you can drop the breath right down into that sitting bone, into the fingertips. Deepening the breath. And with the awareness of your breath, the gentle touch, you could again imagine that any unnecessary tension can start to melt away. That any grasping or holding on can start to release. Perhaps you sigh out or you yawn, allowing the out-breath to be a sense of letting go. And with every inhale, allow expansion, flexibility, mobility. Keeping the belly relaxed, the jaw soft. And let's do 2 more deep breaths in and out. Sighing out. And again. And then when you're ready, you can release the hand from underneath you, maybe closing the eyes if they're not already, and feel the warmth around the sitting bones, the energy, the circulation. Just becoming aware, no judgment, no analyzing, just noticing. And so when we start to relax the pelvic floor, our pelvic diaphragm, our respiratory diaphragm can also move with more ease. So we breathe with more ease. So everything is connected. So I hope you enjoy, and you can at any time imagine you can just drop the breath down there, allowing the mobility and the flexibility of the pelvic diaphragm to be mobile, strong, but also being able to completely relax and release. So if you are interested in more of pelvic awareness, then do join me on my website. I have lots of information. I have a whole online on-demand course on the sacred pelvis, where you learn both to bring awareness to the pelvic floor and to release tension and to create strength as well. So hope you enjoy.